Hi everybody. So, I've been tagged for this how you do your quilting thing. Joanne from Vintage Style by Joe tagged me. So I'm going to do mine, and I guess I'm supposed to do a bonus question for everybody. Anyway, so my bonus question is, do you do any other crafts besides quilting? I gotta have my notes with me, sorry, old brain. I do cross stitch off and on, although I did it pretty much for 20 years before I started quilting. And I like to do other crafty things like just make Christmas ornaments or, little stuff like that. And I do journals, but not for my own personal use other than my quilting journal, but I like to give them as gifts. So let me know if you do anything else other than quilting. So, on to the questions. Favorite go-to block? Well, strings. I'm standing in front of it. Strings are easy, lots of applications, fun to do. I've also done this type, which eventually, when I have enough saved up, will be a quilt. I've also done the block so that one half is light, one half is dark, and then you can make a star out of it, or a heart, or you could do like barn raising style, or pretty much anything goes. It's almost like a half square triangle at that point in time, so sky's the limit on that one. Time of day preferred to sew. Well, I prefer in the morning, but here in my craft room, the window there, that faces east. So sometimes it's too bright and too hot and I can't. And then if I put the blinds down to block out the sun, then the light sucks. So in the summertime, I have to wait till a little bit later. In the winter, it doesn't matter if it's pouring rain at 7 o'clock in the morning. Who cares? But generally, morning's better. Favorite fabric designer? Well, I don't really have one. But I guess you could say that I like fabric lines instead, rather than designers. Like, for example, I like the Robert Kaufman Holiday Flourishes line, because pretty much any time you buy it, it will always go with each other. And I just want to show you something else for a second, too. I like to use grunge from Moda. There's the gray I have, and I've used this red before. I just think it's nice fabric. It feels good, it's sturdy enough, it comes in a variety of different colors and styles. There's dots and there's stars and whatever. I just use the regular old one, but I quite like it, and it is good for pretty much anything. The quilty personality for YouTube or TV or whatever you would like to spend time with, I think I'm going to have to go with Donna Jordan from Jordan Fabrics. I've learned a ton from her. She has good videos, free patterns, very easy to follow. And I used to have family back in the day in Grants Pass, Oregon. It's a really nice part of the world, and I wouldn't mind going down there and seeing it again and visiting their store. It looks pretty cool. Although I don't even know if they have an open store anymore. It might be only online. Anyway, I'd love to meet her. Preferred fabric cut? Well, I don't really have one. I like to do yardage better, because then I can do my own cuts out of it. And obviously, scraps. Duh. You've seen me do all kinds of stuff, right? Favorite color? Well, not particularly, but I like brighter stuff. I don't really like those old-fashioned-y kind of prints and colors like the 30s reproduction or the American Civil War stuff too. Not my thing. I like bright stuff. Snack while sewing? Well, no, because I don't want to get anything dirty. A lot of the times, though, I'll have a drink of water sitting around. And if you see my lives every other Friday morning, I usually have a cup of coffee because it's about my second cup by then, 8:30 in the morning. Sometimes it's even my third, depending on the day and when I get up. I'm not necessarily doing this as a tag, because you're supposed to tag other people, but I want to do more like a shout-out to Danny of Sewed on an Expert. Now, I know she probably can't even do this video, but if you guys can go and see and watch her other videos, because she is currently reorganizing her sewing space, and they have to do like flooring and repaint everything, and she's moving from one room into another room. So that's why I thought I would shout out to her rather than tag her, because she doesn't have time to do a video. But she could use the support, because she's probably not going to be around for 2 to 3 weeks, because this is kind of a big project. She did have a community post on her page showing her current sewing room, or I guess you could say previous sewing room, bare. So you can check that out and watch her old lives or whatever, and she'll be back about mid-ish July, she said. So I think I've covered everything. Yep, that's about it. I've checked my notes. All right, well, thanks everybody, and thank you, Joe, for tagging me. This has been fun. Mwah!